So take a look at those. I have asked people to read this. Okay, before actually we go, there is one other very quick, slightly different tool I should have thought about also. It's like a family thing. So this example is in the 5th edition, but I just want people to understand. Share is the verb. Official currency. So when you say France and Germany, what would it take if share is the verb? Plural or singular? So how many people think that it should be share? Okay, and why?
Because they're talking about one
and two.
They're talking two, but like singular.
Concept is when you talk about France and Germany, what does it do? You're talking about more than one, right? So it would be share. Those who thought just because it's not a plural noun, but when you say and, it gives you more numbers. Remember family members? So France, if it was not only and, but France, comma, Germany, comma, I don't know, Spain, right? France, Germany, comma, and Spain, same thing, share, because there are more than one countries that are listed here. The only time when it will take a singular one, right? They share, which is plural, right? Everyone agrees it's plural. So it has to match. The only time when it will take, it will become shares. Shares, and we'll change the sentence because the sentence won't make sense. Shares, it's, once again, borders. We'll come to that in a minute. The apostrophe a little bit later. France and Germany shares its borders with others. I'm just making up the sentence. Something is wrong with this sentence. If it takes shares, what needs to happen? France and Germany, as we know, it should be share. This will change to their, right, borders with others. But let's say there are times when it takes shares. What needs to change in the sentence? Anyone knows?
And Germany?
It is and Germany.
You say France shares borders with Germany?
No, I think in terms of replacing and, that's what I'm thinking of. You can write the sentence in the way you said, but for it to take shares, what needs to change between France and Germany? Can you think of it?
Remove the France, just leave Germany.
What I'm saying is if you want to keep both, you would be absolutely right. I'm saying you need to keep both. What needs to change with and? Another very common mistake. I'm glad I thought of it. Anyone can tell me, we want to keep both France and Germany. We want to use, if you have to end up using singular and it's, something needs to change there.
Comma.
No. How many of you have heard of the principle of either or? Right? Okay. So here, consider this. The only time when it would become singular France or Germany, you are retaining their singular forms, right? You're referring to them each individually. Does that make sense? So, and would put them together, make it plural. When you do or, they will retain their individual one. And this would, France or Germany shares its borders with others. Does that make sense? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So always remember, or means they retain their individual singularity. When it becomes and, like in a list, France, Germany, if it is 3, then third one will take and before, and Spain, comma, and Spain. This is often referred to as the Oxford comma. Sometimes people don't put it, but it's good to put France, comma, Germany, comma, and Spain. You have 4, it would take France, Germany, Spain, same rule, and Portugal. Does that make sense? Plural. But when you say France or Germany or Spain, you're treating them individually. Sometimes it can be tricky, even when speaking, people will make that mistake. But that's the only way to keep its singularity, is to not and joins them, right?